I got like an hour if that's cool with you.
Oh
About
yeah,
a-
yeah. That's all the time I need. Let me see. I make sure all this stuff is right. And okay, cool. All right. Well, this is the Young Kingz Podcast back here again, and this is something that's been in the making for a long time. This gentleman right here, Mr. Kent, won't stop.
Appreciate
Rapper
you,
on the
Brody.
scene, speaking the truth
Appreciate you.
from the
Thank
Virginia
you.
mountains. You know, so that you bottom feeder niggas in the mud can hear the gospel. You know what
The
I mean?
gospel. The gospel. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, number one thing that I want to talk to you about is I always believe with rap because I'm a big rap fan myself. That your name as a rapper is to me like
Yeah.
your most important thing next to your music. You
For
know,
sure.
and I'm just curious, like, how did you like come up with your rap name? Did you have rap names before that? Because I know a lot of rappers, like the Baby, for instance, his name was the Baby Jesus, and then
Yeah.
changed it.
Yeah.
That's blasphemous. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, I had a few rap names before this, but no, the thing is I was just going through phases and
Yeah.
it like nothing was sticking. And
Mhm.
it also too I wasn't making the type of music that like I really wanted to make.
Yeah.
So it it all just came together one day and then was like I just needed something to represent exactly how I felt musically.
Right.
That's where Kent Won't Stop came from. So it was like I just want to inspire people. So I feel like you like just how you said it starts with the name. So I was like, yeah, I just need something that has like that shows power. Shows uh, um what's the word I'm looking for? It just shows perseverance, and that's where it starts with the name. So then it's like if people are like, yo, you won't stop,
Yeah.
then hey, then you won't stop either. I just want to be like an energy drink for people and
Yeah.
just to
Absolutely.
follow their dreams and their goals and preach
Nah.
the gospel.
So to go on with inspiring, because that's actually what I like about your music is that you know not to be generic when I say this, it's not you're not talking about popping perks for like 2 minutes of a song,
Nah,
you know what I
I
mean?
don't.
Or just like, yo, smoking the weed and the Gucci, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna make it. Just suck me in like to come in.
Yeah, nah.
Don't use, you're not using that like Migos triplet flow, which I mean for the Migos it works because they invented their own style, but everybody aped off that, or you're not rapping like Kodak Black, um,
Yeah,
and it's and it really reminds me of just sort of like I always call it like this, like 2000s, like late sort of mid 2000s, like backpack rap of like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, uh,
yeah.
like your flow sort of reminds me of that. And
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
was just wondering, like, for you just growing up, like what sort of artists, not even just rap artists, but just like people that inspire you to like sort of craft your own identity since you said that, you were making the music you wanted to make and stuff.
Yeah. Nah, shit. You even started naming some of them. It's crazy. I could sit here all we could. I could go for days just talking about musical like inspiration and influences. But no, I mean I definitely listen to like Mos Def and Quali. Black Star
Yeah.
is some of my favorite shit. I'm a big Kanye fan. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. So I see where you. It's dope that I guess you picked up on that. That's definitely like the era that's influenced me the most, and just like um, shit. I used to fuck with Lupe,
Right.
heavy. Um, Even just outside of rap, I listen to like every. I don't even listen to just rap. I listen to all sorts of shit, man. I'm in the Radiohead and Nirvana.
Of
I
course.
listen to a lot of like rock shit, and I listen to a lot of like um, everything. Stevie Wonder,
Mhm.
but and I mean I want to like start hitting at some of those influences more in my music, but I'm a wait
Yeah.
to right. But for now, it's just I'm kind of just on a wave, and
Hmm.
I'm just keep up with that wave and kind of just give the people what they need or what they've been asking for. But shit, yeah, Kanye, Jay-Z, Lupe, Mos Def. Um, but I like now I listen to a lot of Kendrick. I listen to
Of course. Yeah.
um shit, yeah, a lot of backpack rap. I
Yeah.
listened to a lot of Common back in the day. I
Yeah.
mean, Wayne's not backpack right. I listen to a lot of Lil Wayne now. Man, Nas. I'm a big Nas fan.
Have you heard that new Nas album?
Yeah, that shit was fire. Hit Boy is one of my favorite producers too, so it was like,
Right. That
yeah,
man, I was listening to while I was driving from Texas here to Virginia. I listened to that entire album like repeatedly, and every time I listened,
yeah,
it was just like something new I caught on. Like, golly, man, that song,
yeah,
and all that stuff, man. Every feature is amazing. It's like everyone brought their A game to that album, bro.
yeah, and that's man, that's why I fuck with that's why I'm glad Nas linked up with Hit Boy because I was like, man, as a producer too, I just love him like crazy. So and I just know he has like a way to pick out certain sounds and kind of just like bring songs together on a different level that's deeper than just lyrics. So it just worked out great, better than the with Kanye.
Yeah, and you know what? I sort of, hey, in this podcast, if you ever listen to it, we love side tangents. And here's the thing, let me tell you how much of a Kanye head I was.
Oh, me too, bro.
Listen, man, when that little song on Live Power where it's like, I wish I was Kanye. I don't know, I was Kanye.
Yeah.
I had, listen, bro, I had the blind glasses. Remember like the
white. Yeah, I did too.
Bro, don't tell me I wasn't.
Just on a total outlook of like the landscape. A lot of changes are coming on socials and whatnot. Just talking about laced within like a theme for people to live to. That's deeper than just like money and cars and clothes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely fuck with money and cars and clothes. True. But I just feel like this upcoming decade, especially, it's just like the energy is different. And people with everything going on, I feel like once we get through all of this, it's just gonna have a lot of the music out right now just isn't sustainable. And people just can't relate to some shit these niggas be talking about. It's time for something better and something different. The people want a voice and a message, so somebody has to step up.
It's just sort of like a reflection, like back in the 90s of gangster rap, where everything just reached to the boiling point where Tupac and Biggie died, and then and I think that all these deaths happened, just one after another, different reasons, this, that, and all that is just really showing what all this is about, and that we don't value human life as much as we should. We don't value ourselves as much as we should. How we are how we're internalizing our own pain a lot, how we're doing morally. But I think everything that's happening now, like seeing a black man die every day from a police because, he, threw a water bottle at his car, whatever reason, they need a reason to shoot us. I think, especially for like younger, as black people, we were taught that like, hey, you don't have to worry about that. That happened in the 60s. Like, we fought for that, so you guys can live out, your own lives, and all that. It's the general thing. Of course, a lot of us knew better, or our parents taught us better. But just seeing it always just in your face of you are not equal in this world. And it goes to what you were saying about how this is going to be like a real shift, because I've just been seeing a lot of black artists and just creativity, like really
for sure.
You know what I mean? Because that was the first thing I noticed about your music. I just noticed it's like, just listen to your lyrics like this. There's just like this wellspring of just something different, something like this creative energy that I've been seeing across all social media with a lot of young black creatives, and changing the local community and all that, and all those things and such. But anyway,
you get it. It starts with education, and that's whether it's through the music, and if you have a voice, it's like I feel like it starts in the earlier and the more you can inspire people at a younger age and enlighten them on these things that are going on, the more prepared they'll be for it. Not only will they be more prepared, but also like they'll feel like somebody's there with them. It's hard, man. Like me growing up, and that's why like I gravitated towards like Kanye crazy when I was, especially when I was younger, because it was like it was times when I just really felt like I didn't have anyone that understood me at all. And I was like, I remember just fucking graduation coming out, or because man, I just sat in my room and played that joint on repeat for the entire day, like 10 hours straight, just sitting in my room, just the whole album on loop. Because I'm like, yo, this is the only person that gets me. Or like even when Lupe dropped Food and Liquor, I did that too, because at the time, I'm just in school, feeling like an outsider or whatnot. It's like, yo, somebody finally understands me. But it's like, even with everything that's going on social climates, I feel like with all the social climates right now, it's like you need to relate, because it's easy just to show off your money, to show off your cars and whatnot, and being a rich athlete or rapper or influencer or whatever, but it's so much deeper than that. It's way too deep to just expect that you're gonna motivate people. Some people are motivated by money, and that's cool. Yeah. Whatever motivates you to get you to where you need to be. But at the end of the day, a lot of people search for something deeper, and it's kind of just like where people like me step in. So I try to enlighten. I try to touch on subjects like, I want to dive deeper into like everything that's going on right now too. But I really try to dive into subjects that's just like people wouldn't have even thought to put on a song. Like, oh damn, he's actually talking about that shit. Like,
right.
And then that just opens the conversation, and it's like, if you can start conversation, you can start people talking and not just talking about shit like who won the game last night.
Right.
I was watching the game last night myself, but then we can start to really build and move forward, because it always starts with the dialogue,
Right.
And I feel like if we could just really open up to each other and talk and start the conversation, whether it's through your art or or maybe somebody will take my art or take somebody else's art that's paving the way too, and then move the needle a little further, and then they're like, damn, I heard this, and now I'm out on the streets protesting this or fighting for this, because it's like, just because I heard these words, and it's like that's just my goal. My outstanding goal is just for people to really be like, yo, I heard his music and it sparked something in me.
Right.
Why, hello there. Are you someone like me when you wake up in the morning and you feel like your entire life is crashing all before you because you didn't get enough sleep and you have to work and probably fix your car and, have a splitting headache from all that drinking you did the night before? Well, guess what? You know what will help you out? Some coffee. And you know what will also help you out? Some coffee from Grinding Coffee. One of the premier coffee distribution companies out there, baby. And guess who got a coupon code for you? 13% off right here at the Young Kingz Podcast. Link is going to be down there below, so go ahead and check it out. Thank you all, and peace.
No, that to me is like the important job of like any artist is to inspire, because that's what art is for. Art is to inspire, to to make us feel that we can achieve something greater. It's like Michelangelo making the Sistine Chapel. You know what I mean? It's making things. They put money in making things is to like improve, our culture. But another talking point that I have is really just the music business in general. I've been around a lot of rappers. A lot of my friends back in college were like music students. So. And music business professionals, and I've been listening to a lot of Joe Budden podcasts, and he a lot of hot takes about the music business. But I think it's just sort of a trend I've just been noticing. Sort of like when Chance the Rapper was like just so big, of his one album. Not the latest one that everybody. The one that everyone loved.
The coloring book.
And like how much of a big splash that was, and that's his, and he did that independently, quote unquote independently.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
Even and another person that I really don't think people really give enough credit for, Tyler the Creator. Like when he came out,
I used to fuck with him heavy. I still do actually, but
he really changed a lot, because just the fact he's so young, he was like around my age, really popping off and all that stuff. And it was just like in a group of his friends, and they just kept making music. And the last time I even gave a crap about any MTV award was when I guess like they won something, and Tyler, the Creator, like ran up on stage with all his friends, and they weren't dressed up. They looked like kids that like went to my school.
Yeah.
It's that whole relatability aspect of them. But
I love that Our Future movement. That was
a movement.
Shit was crazy.
Yeah. But to go back to about the music business, especially when we talk about, owning your own masters and, everything else Jay-Z talks about. And apparently, Kanye West is still trying to get his master from Universal. I'm not sure what the update on that is, but, I really wasn't aware of a lot of that stuff. Like, to me, just like, I do this podcast and someone just going like, oh, Jason, we know, you spent hours making this podcast, but guess what? We own it because like we publish your shit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So you gotta be careful.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely careful. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even, Joe Biden on his podcast, on Spotify, them basically giving a whole bunch of money just to own everything. A podcast with his name on it, literally putting money in his face to own, his name almost. It's just, an interesting thing with these like 360 deals and all stuff. And I just want to know, as an artist, like, how do you see, these things or navigate these things with like these different labels or being independent or, these 360 deals and such, just to give your take on it.
Well, I've actually like dealt with it a little bit, even though I'm nowhere near where I want to be as far as like progression in my music career. Still have a long way to go, but I've actually, dibbled and dabbled with the politics, a little bit already. So I'm glad I dealt with it beforehand, before actually having, my platform fully set up and then not knowing what to do. But I think if ownership is very important, and not even just in music, but in general in life, and even within the Black community is something I want to like preach to people, is that like, if we could own our own things,
right,
we would get so much further. If we would buy the block, if people got together and was like, instead of letting white people in the neighborhoods or letting these corrupt politicians come in, and instead of we could step so far away from that if we just went and owned our own things, and it starts in the community. But I mean, to take it back to music, it's like music's funny because like sometimes to get where in business in general, actually, sometimes to get where you want to go in business, it's all about leverage, and it's all about the give and take. So and that's why it's all about you having people you can trust and depend on. And if you don't trust or can't depend on that person, then you shouldn't be in business with them. So it's like there's some people that eat off a record deal, people like Kendrick with Top Dog, and they're a great team and movement, and they found him with like all the right things for him to thrive and be a great artist. So, but I mean, that's a perfect example, and not all these artists have the opportunity for like the perfect scenario as far as like label deals and stuff like that goes. So I mean, if you can, I feel like it's definitely important to keep things independent, because ownership is important. You definitely want to own your masters and stuff like that. But there's some artists that just doesn't work for, unfortunately, and it's just kind of like they need that label push. But I also do believe in like getting as far as you can on your own too. Like before, even it's kind of like bounces back on like some self-love, self-care type shit. But it's like if you can get where you want to be on your own, as far as you can on your own, it'll just make other people coming into your life that much more meaningful. And you can apply that to business, you can apply that to relationships, you can apply that to anything, But it's like, if as a musician, if I can get myself to the highest plateau possible, and take myself, to the point where it's like I've already exhausted all my own resources and I have no choice but to start reaching out to other people. That's when the transition from being independent to like signing deals and stuff like that works out. But I do think sometimes the record labels do get a bad rep because they really do help artists. Sometimes they really do help artists, and then the artist kind of like turns their back and is like, oh, fuck the label or whatever. When they're like, damn, we did everything for you. You were a no name. So if you are in one of those situations, and it's like the label did everything for you, then it's like, what do you expect? They literally did everything for you, and you're trying to denounce them. But that's the point in getting as far as you can on your own. If you, as us in the community too, it's the same way. It's like having a seat at the table. If how can we expect the white man to be able to even view us a certain way if we don't put ourselves in a position to win? So that's why we gotta it's just a full circle thing, whether you talk about the music, and that's just my opinion, but I think the further you can get on first as your own and as like a family and then as a community, the bigger, the better, the more weight your seat at the table holds. And then that's when you have leverage, and then that's when you can take advantage of opportunities. So it's like Jay-Z, even though he had it, he was always negotiating these deals with like Def Jam and Samsung and all that shit. And he just knew how to navigate the waters. And that's just one example. Or like Kanye with Adidas after the shit didn't work out with Nike. But I guess just to wrap it up, it's really just knowing your worth, and not only knowing your worth, but proving your worth. And once you've proved your worth, then whether you want to stay independent, or whether you feel like you need a label to take your shit to the next level, at that point, at least you have the option and the opportunity, and not just letting the label come in and do everything for you. Because then, you're going to be in a position where it's like, I don't have any say, and the label's telling me what music to make. The label's telling me what clothes to wear. The label owns all my cars and houses and shit. And if I make one wrong move, then the label gonna take my livelihood away from me. But yeah, so pretty much just just as much as you can be a boss on your own type shit. And that's why I say R.I.P. Nipsey, because it's like some of the shit that he was saying and some of the shit he was advocating for. But it's like just ownership in general. The more shit you can own on your own, the better. But that doesn't give you a pass to never not open the opportunity to work with other people either.
Right. Right.
When people do get together on some shit and they're genuinely like interested in making the world a better place, or like providing the world with a product that'll actually like change people's lives, like some next level music, like some Kendrick shit with TDE, or like, some Kanye late registration or college dropout shit, when he was first signed to The Rock. You could change the world. But yeah.
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 Stay strong, black man. Stay strong. But yeah, man, I guess we can just go ahead and wrap this on up. But hey, plug your stuff. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can hear the gospel, the word, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. If y'all don't already know, my name is Ken Won't Stop. I just dropped a song called Blood Crieth Under Heaven. Self-produced. I produce all my own shit. I was gonna drop a project, but I'm gonna just keep them as singles for y'all. You can follow me on Instagram at Kent Won't Stop. Spotify, Kent Won't Stop. YouTube, Kent Won't Stop. That's kind of mainly what I'm focused on right now, Spotify and YouTube. But it's on all the streaming platforms, to Apple Music, SoundCloud, all that shit. So yeah, check me out.
All right. Well, sir, thank you very much for just coming on here.
Hey, I appreciate you, big bro. For real.
Yeah. I
appreciate you.
Of course, man. But thank you guys for listening. All the links are going to be down below. This going to be on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. So just thank y'all for listening. And peace out. Stay strong.